Well,
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host Vays. I'm here with my boy Manuel.
hey
We're
everyone.
now that in an undisclosed location because non-essential businesses are now shut down where we are, and therefore, why is this? There is, and therefore, this is a little bit off the books. It's the only way to get a haircut. And here we go. And I badly need a haircut and a nice beard shave. You guys remember Matt well? He's been on the show before. We've done podcasts from his barbershop. But now we're in a basement. We're going to have some awesome tequila. Thanks, man.
Well,
Save it a little bit for me.
before that, I want you to try this juice that I made.
All
It's
right.
Tamarind.
All right.
You ever had tamarind?
Yeah, of course.
Tamarind
Is
and
there
key
alcohol in
lime.
it?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's just juice, man. I'm not
Now I
drinking.
can use a drink after this weekend.
I'm not drinking.
All right, he's gonna pour that. I'm gonna take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Then I'm gonna get in the chair, and then we're just gonna talk shit for an hour while I get a haircut.
It's only key lime,
Key lime and
tamarind,
tamarind.
and agave.
Nice. All right, cheers, guys.
Let me know what you think about that.
Oh, it's excellent.
It's not so sweet. It's not so
No, it's good. It's very good. All right. I lost a lot of viewers. I lost a lot of subs based on what I do in my spare time, which is unfortunate. But
sweet. The people you lose are the people you don't need.
that's true.
It's like a wife when she cheats on you. You know what I mean? It never meant to be.
Good stuff here. All right, let's go to screen share. Let's check out the charts. And then I'm going to keep an eye on the live chat with my phone. You guys ask away, and we're going to talk about what's going on.
You really like it? It's good.
No, I do.
It's nice, right?
Uh-huh. All right. Screen share is the weekly chart. We are back to having a slightly bullish candle right here. So I am getting close to becoming a bull across all time frames right now. The weekly chart is still in neutral mode, but if we go up a little bit higher, man, things change. Let's go to the daily chart. We are back approaching this line. This was my line in the sand. I did not have time to open my GBTC account today at all. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to get into GBTC as we are breaking this line, and I become bullish going into the rest of the year, looking for $21,000 to $22,000 per Bitcoin. Same line in the sand right here. I almost ready to lower it to here, which means we are crossing it right now. However, I will wait till tomorrow until market opens, but this is looking very, very bullish on the short-term chart. How did GBTC do today? GBTC did pretty well today. So tomorrow, if we're breaking the high of today, tomorrow, that becomes very, very interesting for me. GBTC premium is also rising back to 20%. How did the S&P do today? The S&P didn't do much today. The daily S&P chart barely it went up and then it went down, so it didn't really move much at all. How about gold? Gold is still pulling back. I would be a bull in gold once we break this red line one more time. I become a gold bull. That's my Bitcoin outlook. There's really not much else to add here, other than I'm waiting for this weekly chart to get a little bit higher. Weekly candle, daily candle, a little bit higher, and then we go from there.
Is it easier to read the candles or the other graph, the other form?
No, candles is my bread and butter. I think candles is the only way to trade. A candle gives you a lot of information about a stock.
Okay.
Hey guys, we're gonna cut the screen share now. That's my price update. I'll do another one when I'm done with the haircut. Until then, we're ending screen share. I'm gonna pull up your live chat on the phone, and when I'm gonna get in the chair, How's my audio? Let me pull it up here because we're gonna be a little bit away from the computer. I talk loud as hell. I am gonna pour the tequila though.
Anyone could give us a thumbs up if the sound is great.
You know, don't tell us how the AV is. I got my questions, guys, too.
Anybody know about Clase Azul?
I should be live. Oh yeah, no, everyone should know that. It's actually in the back of my my images. Man, I've been drinking that like the whole time I've been in Florida.
I love this.
Man, I was drinking that, dude. If you think that thing is expensive in a store, wait till you have to buy it at like a hotel bar. Holy shit. But yeah, that's a good tequila.
Yeah,
That's a really good tequila, guys.
It sure is.
So in my thumbnails, in my Bitcoin Citadel thumbnails, this bottle and the 1942 bottle are in the back of the thumbnail. All right.
So that's called product placement, right?
Yeah, they're like the exotic tequila. They're the extra añejos and the añejos. This is just a reposado, but it's still a very, very good one.
No, that's all. That's really good. That one is the reposado.
So I'll be flying again soon. I'm back in flying mode. I'm back in full travel mode.
Hold on.
Yep.
Get this going.
All right. There you go. Let me get on my YouTube channel so I can see your live chat, guys. Oh, what the hell? What's that?
You know, the only thing that we didn't do was when we went completely bald. A lot of people wanted to see that first image, that first haircut. Unfortunately, we couldn't.
Yeah, get this going. All right, there you go. Let me get oh, audio's good. Let me get on my YouTube channel so I can see your live chat.
Picked up pretty well.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower my volume. All right, I got your live chat here. If you ever wanted to ask a question to a barber, it's your time.
You know what was the funniest thing? That a lot of people became barbers during
oh yeah,
the quarantine. A lot of wives, a lot of girlfriends, a lot of fuck ups.
Yeah, everyone's been watching like barbers. Man, if only you had a barber channel, you know, you could have gotten some views. Everyone had to become a barber.
It's the funniest thing, man. You know, seeing people getting haircuts and getting jacked up.
Hey, man, well, are you gonna take the vaccine, man?
That's something that, you know what? I was listening to Joe Rogan recently.
You want to speak a little louder?
I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking about the vaccine. And he's all for it, but it just has to be the way pretty much he's saying it has to be legitimate. It has to be a nice. It has to have no side effects. And to me, no. To your question, no. I will not take it.
Well, I'm not going to take the vaccine because this isn't the virus that kills you. That's the problem. That's the bullshit.
Right.
The bullshit in the media is here's how the statistic works. If you were tested positive for COVID within 28 days of your death, you are a COVID death. Doesn't matter how you die. Okay. The moment you get into a hospital, they test you for COVID. Mm-hmm. One of the guys that got stabbed the other day in DC that we were hanging out with, thanks to BLM or Antifa, it's hard to tell the difference these days. And the first thing they did when he got to the hospital, they diagnosed him with COVID automatically.
Really?
You're COVID. Because
they didn't even test him?
No, they tested him, but the test will come out positive if they want it to come out positive. That's how the test works.
Really?
So it's a PCR test.
Mm-hmm.
So every single person has a trace of COVID in them. Every single person
has a trace
of COVID. Whether you had the virus, didn't have the virus, you have a trace of COVID.
Okay.
And the way the PCR test works is they take the DNA mm-hmm. and they replicate it. They double it and double it and double it, and it's called cycles.
Okay.
So the way it's supposed to work is you're not supposed to cycle more than 25 times. Because if you cycle, let's say, 45 times, you will have COVID. It's almost guaranteed. There's like a 95% chance you'll have a positive
But
COVID
hold on,
test.
but when you say cycle, is it for per person?
Right. So on the DNA. So imagine you have a trace of a bacteria in you
Right.
that is totally like it doesn't hurt you. It's totally irrelevant to your health, but it's in your DNA.
Correct.
So what this test does, it isolates it, and it keeps replicating it, like doubling its size until it's noticeable. So the point is, there is a threshold limit to where if it's still not noticeable by this threshold limit, then you are COVID negative. But if you make the limit higher, you're going to be COVID positive. It doesn't mean that you are contagious.
Right.
It just means the traces of COVID in you are larger, are big enough to be dangerous. But if you keep doubling something, right? If let's say there is one little speck of bacteria that's harmless, but if that bacteria was times a million, it's dangerous. So they take that speck of bacteria, and in order to notice it, they double its size and double again and double again and double again until it's readable by a computer.
Right.
And some places around the world test you up to 40 cycles. And if you test positive in 40 cycles, you're positive for COVID.
Okay.
But any person that is positive for COVID at 40 cycles is bullshit. They don't have COVID. The test is false, but it will tell you that you do. So
Well, it's negative.
it should be negative.
Should.
But if you increase the cycles enough, it's going to be positive.
Positive. Okay.
Okay. It's almost like imagine a metal detector, right? The metal detector is supposed to spot guns and knives.
Nice.
But you've walked through a metal detector with jewelry, right?
Right.
And it didn't go off.
Right.
Because the metal detector on some jewelry, because it can tell a difference between some metals and other metals.
Right.
There's also metals inside your body. So imagine a metal detector where you want to be a dick. And if your blood level has a certain amount of metal in it, the metal detector will go off.
Right.
So imagine a setting on a metal detector.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Right. Well, that's how it is. So imagine a setting on a metal detector, and the person who controls the metal detector decides how sensitive they want it to be. Do they want it to go off?
The setting, right.
Right. Do they want the setting to go off just based on your blood so that they can then strip search you, for example?
Right.
They can do that. That's what the PCR COVID test is. If you set the threshold high enough, you will have COVID.
Right.
Everybody will. Okay. So even like the asshole-ish of doctors on TV, like Dr. Fauci, who is driving the pandemic bus.
Right.
Even he is saying don't use more than 35 cycle threshold. But there are places that are using 40. And this guy is driving the fear bus, and he is saying don't use above 35.
Wait a second.
And other specialists are saying don't even fucking use 25.
Right.
Fuck 35. 25, because they're finding hundreds of thousands of COVID positive people that are not a threat to anyone. And because they're finding so many non-threatening people that actually have COVID, you don't know. You can't isolate them. You can't tell who's really sick and who's not because everyone is marked as sick.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question. You're saying about Fauci saying that some of these facilities, they shouldn't be operating cycles of 40, 45.
Well,
right?
above 35, yeah. Even Fauci said,
right?
Even Fauci said above 35 is nonsense, and some places use 40.
So what's the point of these people that have those cycles at 40, 45 using?
I'll tell you why.
What's the purpose?
Well, the purpose is that if a hospital admits a COVID patient, they get money. And I think
that's what we were talking about in the beginning of the pandemic. People were getting 20 to 30,000 per.
I think it was like 13,000 or something. Like a hospital makes thousands of dollars if you are a COVID patient.
Right, but do they get funded by who funds that money? The government.
The government.
The government send them that money.
Yeah,
per patient.
per COVID patient. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if that patient is, I don't want to spread rumors here, but let's just say the hospitals are incentivized to have COVID patients, and potentially, even if those COVID patients die,
Wait, hold on.
they make more, potentially they can make more money if you died
If
in
they
the
die.
hospital from COVID.
Well, hold on. They get paid even if they get hospitalized? You
Yeah.
understand? They
Yeah.
do.
The hospital.
They get money
Oh, yeah.
funded by the government,
Oh, yeah, they get a lot of money.
even if they don't die.
Well, even if they don't die, yeah.
Oh, because I was under the impression they have to die in order to get that kind of money.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's the same money, whether you just show up, die or not, but every hospital is incentivized. Well, because look, you being in a hospital, you have a chance of dying. So either way, every single person being admitted to the hospital will do everything in their power to make sure you're a COVID patient.
Okay.
There's just so many fucked up shit about it, man.
One of my clients just I just took him in this morning. He just came back from the hospital. He got back home at I think it was Saturday. Saturday night, he called me to make an appointment. He had canceled previous time because he wasn't sure that he had it because his wife contracted it from one of her coworkers. So he had the virus and he went to the hospital. He got hospitalized. His wife didn't. But they didn't put him on the ventilator. They put him on. They gave him oxygen.
Dude,
his oxygen was 83.
If you're a healthy person going on a ventilator, they're just trying to kill you, man.
No, absolutely.
Do not go on a ventilator.
But he was explaining to me how people will go on that ventilator. Your oxygen level has to be below 80, which is pretty bad. So literally, you will go on the ventilator when you are 79 level of oxygen. You understand? So he was on the 83. So they just gave him oxygen.
That's good. If they only gave him
Yeah.
oxygen.
So he said he was freaking out because he didn't want to go on the ventilator. And
Dude,
the doctor said,
there's no way. Like, if I end up at a hospital, there's no way I'm going on a ventilator.
And the doctor said, you know what? Your levels are 83. Your oxygen levels is 83. So you shouldn't be going on the ventilator.
Yeah, I would get committed as a mental patient, which is easy to do for me right now based on my current affiliations in the political space. I would get committed as a mental patient before I give consent to put me on a ventilator.
Well, you look sick enough already. So
Yeah.
perfect. If you fit right in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
And so on top of that, all the death statistics are bullshit because you can jump off a bridge. And if you had a positive COVID test within 28 days, you are a COVID death.
Right.
And that is not that's not a conspiracy theory. The governments admit this. Like any death that had a positive COVID test, and they can make the test, remember what I said earlier, they can make any COVID test positive if they want it.
Right.
So they can make every single death around the world right now a COVID death.
Okay.
If they wanted to.
Right.
All they got to do is push the cycles high enough. By the way, 80% of the people that catch COVID never have a single symptom. So they don't even know that they caught it.
Right.
I bet you I've had it a dozen times by now based on my lifestyle.
I would like to know if I had.
Shit, I just came from a protest, for God's sake.
I would like to know if I had it. You know what's funny? That
Never had a single symptom.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this shit. That I had to pick you up. You was in the Raleigh.
Yeah, my friend Barbara picked me up
So
at the
you
airport.
literally don't care about me, my concern. You just care about you, me picking you up, you getting a haircut.
You'll find me a concern. My haircut's more important.
And
Man.
your haircut's more important. And you know what? Fuck my family. Fuck my three children upstairs and my wife. She has asthma. And you're sitting here on my chair, drinking fucking my tequila. You just fucked up all around.
Yeah.
You're a fucked up dude.
Yeah, I am.
Damn it. That's terrible. And I was thinking about that. I gotta pick this dude up in my car. No max on, nothing. Wow. But anyway, you're here.
Life is short, man.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy it.
This is terrible. This is so terrible.
No, look what society has done to us, man. This shit.
Isn't it
By the way,
terrible?
no one died from flu this year. Usually 20,000 people die from flu or something like that every year. No one's died this year.
No, it's a little higher, yeah.
It's complete. Look, this has become complete bullshit, and people just buying into this nonsense.
By the way, you fucked up your beer.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
You fucked it up all the way.
Yeah, that's doing
Because
myself.
Usually I have it lower than that, and here you brought it all the way up on this side. It's all the way up here to the jawline. Literally to the jaw.
Well, this is why I'm here for you to fix my shit.
How the fuck am I gonna fix it when there's no hair to play with? I had to bring this shit light as possible. I'm a baller, not a fucking miracle magician. Fucking Jesus Christ was a nice guy and they killed him.
Well, that's the thing. I usually try to find man, I thought about getting lazy in your old age. I don't even want to fully shave myself. I always try to find a barber somewhere as I travel.
You didn't go anywhere? You did it yourself?
No, I was doing it myself, man. I was always in a rush too.
This was fucking terrible. Man, this is what we were talking about, the quarantine, man. The quarantine did this shit to people, man. And everybody became a fucking barber overnight. Everybody, you had to see. I'm still on the quarantine, look. My hair's long. Look at this shit.
Oh, damn. When are you getting a haircut?
I'm not getting a haircut. Until this shit is over. What are the people saying, man? What are they saying? Are they?
What are you guys saying? We could talk Bitcoin. I mean, Manuel knows Bitcoin.
Finally, I'm getting up there with my Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Finally, it takes me like 1,000 haircuts to reach that to 0.1. This guy's not paying well, and I got to pick him up. Yeah, I got to pay for the bridge, my gas. Get caught up in what is it? Traffic.
Yeah, get up traffic.
That's terrible. At least we're not in LA, right? LA traffic is fucking crazy.
LA is bad. Some places out of Atlanta's bad too. Hey, listen. So everyone thinks I'm a white supremacist now.
You look like one with the forehead.
Yeah, you're not helping.
So what happened with the rally? Talk to me. Talking about the rally. What happened?
Well, too many communists in this country. That's the problem. No, I went to the rally. It's like supporting like one of my friends. Right, we were gonna. It was like the last day in DC. It was during the day. We were just gonna go see the Lincoln Memorial, and she literally goes like this. She asked the hotel because it was just gonna be like 3 of us. It's not like the big group with protection, like the.
You can talk.
And so she asked the hotel for a different mask, but she had her own mask.
Okay.
And the hotel gave her like one of those, like the cheapy masks.
Okay.
And I'm like, why are you getting a hotel mask? And she's like, well, if it's just going to be 3 of us, I don't want to be a target because my mask has an American flag on it. Like it has come to a point where, as an American, you wearing an American flag makes you a target,
nationalist, right?
For radical groups like Antifa and BLM.
Right.
For wearing an American flag, because wearing an American flag right now symbolizes Trump support.
Right.
And apparently being a Trump supporter makes you a radical leftist white supremacist.
Right.
So it has gone from the Confederate flag representing white supremacy to the American flag representing white supremacy.
But
and she didn't feel comfortable wearing an American flag mask. Right. Because she thought she might get attacked for wearing an American flag mask.
Right.
That's what it's come to.
You know what?
That's the country we live in now.
Yeah. You know what I think about because a lot of people think that Trump is down with the whole supremacists and stuff.
He's not. It's ridiculous.
But what I believe is, this is my personal opinion. I think because he's really, really, really pro-country, he cares about his country. A lot of these people, he awakens not only the good people that want progress and want to see change in the country, but he also awakens the nationalists, which is the supremacists.
But being a Hey, Rosie.
That's my wife.
Well, we're live streaming, so if you just a heads up. Just a heads up.
Just ask me. It's only 1,000 people. Whatever it is, you can yell at me. And go right ahead.
Oh, it's not 1,000. I was only 300 people watching.
Oh, 300? No. What happened? Tell me. Oh, they did? Okay. So we get all the shit back?
No, we have to wait. Either for you guys to tell me what's my package or request a refund.
Oh. packages because
The thing is, I
yeah.
can always get a refund and get the package
Yeah.
because I could say UPS.
Yeah, Trump did lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what. Hey, those of you that joined the stream late,
This is what happened.
this is why we're in the basement getting a haircut because it's illegal where we are.
And you know what just
To do it
happened?
in a shop.
You know what just happened? The thing is, we're supposed to have a package delivered, and they delivered it to the wrong place. Somebody signed it and took the package
The package got delivered to the wrong place.
to the wrong place, and the person signed for it and took the package. This happens all the time now. A lot of people getting the package stolen.
What will Tone leave the Communist Republic of the USA? Oh man, let me not say that those. Let me not say it like that. Well, look, there's still a small chance Trump can win, and I'm gonna stick around, and I'm not gonna make like exit plans until I know for a fact Trump is not gonna win. And once Biden is in office, I will start making plans because I'm not happy here anymore.
I mean, the only problem with this whole thing is we're gonna be living in a socialist kind of.
Dude, it's insane. Like, well, you know me. You've known me for what? 20 years now? Close?
Almost.
At least 15.
Yeah, about 15.
At least 15.
About 15, yeah.
So you know me well.
Yeah.
Well, when someone calls me a racist, you have to laugh, right?
Absolutely.
You know my history.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not gonna talk about it on live air.
I mean, once the first time I met you, you were listening to some Spanish music. So not only that, I never expected for me to hear a Russian dude listening to Spanish music, and on top of that, he had a black girlfriend.
When you met me, I did,
Yeah, you did.
and probably after that.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, besides the point with this whole Trump thing, I mean that's my opinion. I think he awakens a lot of different kinds of people because he pro-country. So people get the wrong idea
Right.
of him being from one side or the other side. No, what he wants is, and which I like the fact about Trump wants people to be efficient, self-efficient at that. And the contrary is going to be when Biden comes in, he's going to be totally the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of people depending on the paycheck. It's going to be a cap where a lot of people is going to be waiting for a payout instead of just going to work.
Yeah, the universal basic income stuff. Hey, let me ask you another question because this word gets thrown around so much. You've heard the word fascist,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to put you on the spot.
Right.
Yes. What does it mean to you? What is fascism, Manuel? And if you're wrong, it's okay. But what is fascism?
Fascism isn't as
And honestly, I kind of want you to be wrong because everyone is throwing this word around, and I don't think anyone knows what it means. So it's okay to be wrong because everyone else is.
I mean, fascist is I thought it was like for instance these types of people like Antifa. I feel like those
But
are-
why?
those
But
are-
why?
those are the type of
Why?
people, you know what I mean? 'Cause,
But why?
They kind of like how can I say it? I think they supporting the cause that they supporting is really how can I say this? The cause they supporting is very severely wrong.
Right, but fascism has a specific definition. Okay, so here, fascist is a form of far right. That's not how it used to be defined, but that's hey.
This is what happened when you Google shit.
This is what happens when you go to Wikipedia. Is a far right authoritarian ultra nationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition,
Mhm.
and strong Regenerate. What is?
Regimentation.
I don't know what that word is.
It's like a regime.
Okay, regimentation. I didn't know that was a word. Of
It's a
society,
form of regime.
of
They're trying to-
society and the economy, which came to prominence in early 20th century Europe. So notice the word authoritarian, ultra-nationalism, authoritarian. So the people that I hang out with in DC, none of them want to rule you. They're not about authoritarianism.
Right.
What fascism mostly is government control of private industry.
Right. I mean, you have the lobbyists. I feel like they're a little fascist. Right.
So groups that support Trump are seen as fascist, which is insane because they're not authoritarian.
Mhm. So, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen now after they declare that Biden actually won?
It's not over yet. Trump still has a chance.
I think it's over.
I think it's over also, but he still has a chance. I'm still fighting. I don't know if I'm going to be fighting once this is over. Once Biden is president, I think you got a few years to make your exit plans.
I mean, Biden. Do you think Biden's actually going to last this long?
I'm not even sure if Biden is still alive at this point because it's not really seen very often these days. Biden is just a puppet now.
You think they're setting a platform for someone else?
Well, Kamala Harris is VP.
Right.
Yeah.
You think they're setting the platform for her?
Oh yeah. So here's the deal. So Biden has to be president for 2 years. He has to survive in his senile form for 2 years.
Okay.
Because if he steps down after January 10th, 2024, Kamala becomes president for 2 years, and then she can run for 2 more elections. So she can be president for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she is dangerous as fuck.
You think so?
Yeah.
Do you think who do you think will become vice president then? If that's the case.
With her?
Yeah. Who do you think? She's the one that actually selects, right? Who she wants it to be, right?
I don't know. You have Hillary, you have Bernie Sanders. I don't know.
On her side?
It doesn't matter. Like she'll pick the worst possible person.
You think Bernie Sanders is bad?
Yeah.
What about Hillary?
She's worse.
So I heard someone telling
Let me ask you this.
Hold on. I heard someone telling me that if Biden, anything happens to Biden, Pelosi will take over vice presidency.
Oh no, she's 80. No.
What are the chances of that?
No, none. She's too old.
What were you gonna ask me?
Remember in the last election when Trump was running against Hillary?
Mm-hmm.
Who would you rather have as president of the United States? Hillary or Putin?
Honestly, a lot of people don't complain about Putin. I think from what I hear, he's a
Strong leader.
strong leader. He's a really good and that's a fact. During Obama's administration, when you look for the most powerful men in the world, I think he was number one.
Not surprised.
Huh?
Am I gonna drink all your good tequila, man?
You can have a little more. Just gonna
I'll get you another bottle, man.
You ain't getting shit. Don't believe him. Don't believe him. You're trying to sound like he take care of shit. Remember, we're talking about a friend here. And he's trying to label me as a barber only on the what is it on the
title.
on the title. Fucking jerk off. What a jerk. What a jerk. This guy. I gotta air out all your laundry, man. Here. This is what we're here for. Air it out. All the laundry, dirty laundry. What else would they want to know? I'll let them know about you. Anyway. But no, I think Putin is the most he's really powerful leader. He's a powerful leader. I think that's what we need here. We need a powerful leader. We don't have a powerful leader. We don't. It's in the restriction that we have as because so many things have to get approved by the House of Representatives, by the Senate, and all this thing. I think it's all bullshit. What is the point of having a commander in chief when you can even sign executive order with someone else approving it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's bullshit.
And the other thing I was gonna say was, look, when people ask me like, why do I support Trump? And my answer is, we just had 4 years of peace with no Americans going to fucking war.
We did, which is true.
And I would like 4 more years of peace. Because Biden is gonna start some war.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was contemplating on this kind of situation, for instance, that we haven't had like a peaceful administration.
We just did 4 years, and everyone wants to kick the guy out.
Yeah, but look at where we are now. We're in a pandemic. Obama had a pandemic. Well, it wasn't really that bad. It was we had to crash because of George Bush in 2008 when Obama came in, and then we had what was it? The Ebola, and there was something else. The Ebola and the flu. I think it was
the swine flu.
The swine. H1N1.
H1N1. No, not that one. It was
There was something.
Man, what was the one besides? It was the swine flu was earlier. There was one more after that.
I think it was.
Hey, people are asking you to give me two cuts in the eyebrow. I don't think that's happening, guys.
I could give them a pyramid. I could give you a pyramid right over here. How about that? A pyramid.
I gotta go to Vegas. Let's not
a triangle. I could give them a triangle right in your eyebrow.
Hey guys, I'll be in Vegas as of Wednesday. So if anyone's in Vegas, nah, Zika wasn't like that bad. Zika was silly. They politicized this virus. This virus was not that dangerous, and they politicized it just to get the mail-in ballots.
Somebody asking you questions?
No, not yet. You want to throw questions in, guys?
I mean,
Trump should be the vice president. No, I don't think so.
He will turn this country into a Bitcoin. All the paper will be burned. All the other currency paper. We will go paperless by tomorrow.
Hey, if anyone's watching me from Vegas, how is it over there? I heard that went into lockdown.
South California went to lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Southern, yeah.
Well, New York's going into lockdown, right? No inside, no indoor dining as of what? Today, tomorrow?
No, today.
Today?
Today's Monday, right?
Today's Monday.
Yeah. Today.
No inside dining, and it's winter.
It doesn't make any sense.
So there's no dining because you can't do it outside no more. It's too fucking cold.
What makes no sense is you have kids going into school, a full blast, three days a week, I believe. But then you can't, and they're going much longer in school than you going to have dinner for like an hour or so, 2 hours. You understand that? You're going to a restaurant just to eat for like an hour and a half, 2 hours top. When you have kids going into school for 4 to 6 hours a day, how does that make sense?
None of this shit makes sense. I was just on a plane, like 2-hour flight. I spent an hour and a half of that hour flight eating beef jerky. Actually, full as hell.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way. Keep the mask off if you're eating.
That's true. Because
I was eating the whole time.
You know what's funny? That COVID doesn't exist while you're eating.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
And apparently, it only comes out at night. That's why there's a curfew.
Right. And with this whole thing about the whole restaurant. There's this dude on Staten Island that ran over a sheriff because he was running the restaurant. He was running it. They removed his revoked. They revoked
Yeah,
his
yeah,
license.
yeah, yeah. I saw the protest on TV, man. I wasn't around.
Right. They revoked his license, his liquor license. So he's
Yeah.
still operating.
Yeah, he was just doing it for free, just giving out alcohol. It's like,
Yeah,
I'll take
right.
tips.
Yeah, I take the tips. And he was
They
in
arrested
Staten
him.
Island.
Yeah, they arrested him.
Yeah, but you know what he did though? That's where he messed up because he was already doing it the illegal way and doing whatever he was doing, you know, operating without a license or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm with that. You got to feed your family. You got to take care of everything. You know what I mean? It's fine. But the problem was they went because he did a party for like 200 people. So they went in and got him to get him arrested.
Dude, his place ain't that big. How the hell you fit 200 people in there?
That's the problem. Even though no pandemic, that's illegal to go over the limit.
Oh, yeah, that place can't fit
You
200.
can't fit 200 because it's a small place.
I don't know that place.
So he went there. Well, the cops, the sheriff went to get him arrested. He gets in his car and he runs
Yeah, running away from cops.
and run away from the cop, and not on purpose, but he ran over the sheriff.
We ran over him with a car?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
So he made everything just worse by doing
wow.
so.
Okay, that's not good. That's not good.
So, but anyway, I think what's her name? That the congresswoman.
The communist, AOC?
No, the congresswoman
Cortez?
supporting him. Meliatakis.
Oh, yeah, the Staten Island.
The Staten Island,
congresswoman, yeah.
Yeah, she's behind him. She's kind of supporting him. And
It's hard to support if he ran over a sheriff.
I would have leave his ass right there. I wouldn't support him right after that.
Yeah, I agree.
But this whole pandemic, you know, with the school system and all that.
I mean, not hit your hand when you have a razor to my neck. That's not going to end well.
I mean,
I don't want to go to the hospital, man. They're going to diagnose me with COVID and fucking kill me.
put you on a Victor later,
Yeah.
man. It's a payback from what you did in DC
Yeah.
this weekend. Yeah, this weekend. That's where you were, right?
Mm-hmm.
This weekend you was running with who you
No,
running with?
I can't say. I might get triggered my channel down. We call him PB.
Okay. Did you
I'm not a member. I was just, finding out what the hell's going on.
did you get one of your guys on the podcast to talk? One of those group leaders?
Not this weekend, but yeah, I've had him on the podcast before.
Any name or is gotta stay? Well,
The chairman.
the chairman. Interesting.
He has a name. Everyone knows his name. I just can't say his name.
Why can't you say his name?
Because I might get flagged. YouTube has, their bots that are listening to every word.
Really?
So you say certain words,
It triggers
it triggers an algorithm. Yeah.
interesting.
So
So let me ask you. So who's on the YouTube now? Is it Google?
well, Google owns YouTube.
They do, right?
They've owned it for like a decade more.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Google bought YouTube long ago.
And they made it difficult for everyone, right? That's what you were saying years back. We were talking about this, right? Even the payments, how they do it is it's totally fucked up and different now.
I mean, they always change that kind of stuff, but
They're always trying to figure out a way to screw people more when shit is getting more popular.
oh yeah.
What do you think about this podcast now? There's a lot of podcasts coming into play now, like more in the air. It's getting really, really popular.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts. I mean, you listen to the Mike Tyson podcast.
I love it. I think it's sometimes it's better than listening to music. You learn so much from other people, man.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you'd be surprised, man. The shit that people know and people go through, and I think it's really interesting, man. Podcasts are really interesting, man, and people are really interesting. It's the thing now. Who do you think is the number one go-to guy right now in the podcast industry?
Well, besides Joe Rogan, I mean, Joe Rogan is the top.
Who else?
I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. I mean, you should listen to my friend Seyfedin Moose, the Bitcoin Standard podcast. Very good.
Yeah. Do you listen to anyone else besides non-economic
I really
related?
don't. I really should listen to more. Like, my life is just filled with arguing on Twitter.
Argument. What is what is it that what is it? People will go on and bash you
What do you mean?
on Twitter? They go in they just
One second. Let me reply to this guy.
what is it? Somebody left you a message.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of fucking podcast right now, man.
I know. This is important, though.
Is it? How important is it?
It's pretty important. I can't tell you on a podcast.
You hear this shit. This is the reason why censorship sometimes it's not as important. But come on, man.
But I told him I hit him back in an hour.
That's it.
It's important. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after I cut the live feed.
Can you give it a
I'll tell you in the car when you get a ride home.
Can you give it a hint?
Yeah, people are curious.
They gotta be curious. Come on, man. You will sign up for like
It's my get out of Dodge exit plan
okay.
conversation for the future.
Okay. Let me ask you now. With this,
Getting some advice.
Okay. Let me ask you with this Bitcoin thing. Remember the last time you was here before you left for where do you go, Florida?
Yeah, I was in Florida, DC.
Remember that we were discussing about the price? And I told you that it was gonna go up to like 20 grand, which is almost there, like I said.
And I said it was gonna hold slow its roll a bit.
It was gonna roll right. It was gonna, and then you said it was gonna stay at where you say it was gonna stay?
Well, last time I was here?
Yeah.
Well, I said it was gonna stay under 20 and pull back as low as 14, but we only pulled back to 16.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it excuse me. It's been very steady at 18,000.
Yeah, we're back to 19 and change, and I think it's gonna go up now.
You think it's gonna go up after the year or after
No, like
before the year?
Before the year, or this year. I just need it to go a little bit higher. Like, I'll probably be buying tomorrow.
You buying?
Yeah.
You gonna get more?
Mm-hmm.
Go on. Bring that. Perfect.
You can know how on Bitcoin.
No, that is true. But if you buy it, you're buying at a high price. Don't you think it's gonna go lower?
It probably will, but I think I can make money over the next few weeks or a few months by going higher.
Okay.
That's trading, man. All that matters is every trade that makes you money is a good trade. Doesn't matter how high it is or how low it is.
No, that's true. I totally agree.
You know, when something's going down, it can always go lower. When something's going up, it can always go higher.
That's true. Because that's what I was thinking when I was at 10 grand. I was like, wow, if I buy it at 10 grand, I buy 3 or 4, I could be making double that. I could be making almost 80.
Dude, it is going to 100.
You think it's gonna get there?
Yep.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
Good question. So to 100, it's possible next year.
Next year?
It's possible. Most likely 2 to 3 years.
Okay. You hear that, huh? Make sure you hold them to it. Otherwise, you'll refund all your money. How wrong have you been? Be honest. How wrong have you been with the numbers?
So
I'm pretty sure a lot of people know the answer, but
I haven't been perfect.
I want to hear it from you. How long have you been wrong?
So it depends on how you look at it, right? So in January of 2018, when the price of Bitcoin was 16,000, I said shit's gonna keep going down.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time,
Yeah, you can talk.
I said I have three targets: 5,000, 3,000, and 13 to 1,500.
Okay.
We hit 5,000.
Sounds like a multiple choice then.
Well, no, these are like your levels.
Okay.
The most optimistic level I had was 5,000.
That was the closest.
The most optimistic.
Optimistic. Okay.
Like we're sitting at above 15,000, and I say shit's gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, your best case scenario is $5,000 Bitcoin.
Okay.
If we go below 5,000, we're going to 3,000. And if we go below 3,000, we're going down to 1,500.
Right.
Now, when I said this, the price of Bitcoin was about $15,000. We hit 5,000. We crushed 5,000. We went down to 3,000. Now, when we were at 3,000, that's when people started taking me fucking seriously. And that's when everyone was like, oh, Tom was right. Now, when we were at 3,000, I'm like, shit, this thing is falling hard. 1,500 is definitely on the table.
Right.
But we never got down that low.
Right. Go right here. Oh, perfect. Let me ask you this question. Do you think this pandemic, because I kind of noticed, a lot of my clients now, they don't carry money like that anymore. Everything is just digital now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do
Yeah.
the Venmo, they want to
Yeah.
do the Cash App,
Mm-hmm.
they want to do the Zelle or whatever platform they use.
Yeah.
And I like my money in hand. I don't like to show that much digital income because tax reason, you know what I mean? Because I could do whatever I want to do. I want to write off.
No.
What?
No, you don't want to talk about that.
Anyway, so do you
We
think
all pay our taxes.
we're all paying taxes like good citizens? So what I'm saying is this whole pandemic drove the whole digital world.
Yep, the same taxi cab confessions.
Huh?
The same taxi cab confessions. You don't want to go there, but yeah, yeah, it's going more digital, which is why it's like what Bitcoin is going to do really well
In the digital world, right?
Yeah,
That's cool.
people just have to understand what makes Bitcoin so special.
And what makes it so special? Well, what is it with
So it's got three properties that make it special.
yeah, number one? Yeah.
Number one, in order, by the way, I'm going to give them to you in order.
Yeah.
The most special property of Bitcoin is the fact that it is unconfiscatable.
Okay. Go right ahead, bro. Hold on. Unconfiscatable. Okay. Which means for people that don't know that.
Which means that it's the first asset in human history that you can own something of value in your head and no one can take that away from you if you properly secure it and protect it.
Right.
Actually,
Even though it's digital,
even though
you consider it valuable.
because it's that's the beauty of it.
What holds that value of something that is digital that it could be wiped out any second?
Well, that
You
property,
understand what I'm saying?
the three properties: unconfiscatability, uncensorability,
Yeah.
and hard money, finite supply. And the fact that these properties will not change gives it value. And the fact that it doesn't have a physical form is what makes it unconfiscatable. You
Okay.
can't confiscate something that's in your brain. That's
Right.
in digital form only.
Right.
You can only confiscate something that has a interaction in the real world, not digital world.
Okay. Got it.
I don't think they'll be able to hear us with the buzzer, so we're gonna.
You know what? Let's wrap this up.
No, you can do the buzzer. I just, or
No,
we can wrap up the show.
We can wrap it up. I mean, unless
We're gonna have to. But those are the three properties: unconfiscatability,
right.
censorship-resistant value transfer, being able to send it anywhere to anyone without anyone in the middle, and the final property is there is only 21 million Bitcoin, and that's not changing. So there is a limited supply and a lot of demand.
How many?
And
How
that's what
many?
drives the
Right.
price
So 21 million. So how many out there already claimed? How much is already?
85% claimed. So about 18.5 million coins have
So
been
there's
claimed.
still another two.
About
and change.
2 million coins.
2 and change
Two,
left.
about 2 and change million coins left. Yeah.
Okay. So how can you get to those 2 million?
How do you get that? You have to be a miner. You have
A
to have a giant warehouse full of computers burning a lot of electricity, guessing math problems.
So you literally need to become like almost like a.
Yeah. Well, at this point, getting new Bitcoin is like mining for new gold.
Right. No, I get that. So how
It's not for the
difficult?
average
How difficult can that be?
I mean, it's difficult. You have to, you have to understand the system. You got to have resources. You got to build the warehouse. It's got to have a cooling system because these computers like are hot. And you need a connect for cheap electricity. Your biggest expense is electricity.
Right.
If you don't have a electricity connect,
That burns a lot.
it burns a lot. It'll cost you like, literally, we're talking pennies here, right? So a warehouse that's mining Bitcoin at say 6 or 7 cents per kilowatt hour of electricity, they will get crushed by a guy with a warehouse that only pays 5 cents.
Right.
So the cheaper your electricity, the more competitive you are. But it's not just electricity. If you have cheap electricity, but you can't set up your equipment, or you have a shitty cooling system and your equipment keeps short circuiting, burning out, not functioning properly, not running to full capacity,
Right.
you're not going to compete.
Have you ever considered mining?
No, that's outside my expertise.
Yeah.
It's like asking me, Tone, why don't you have a degree in geology, why aren't you mining for gold? I'm like, no, I mean, like maybe I could have done that 100 years ago,
Right.
but not today.
Right. And I mean,
Back in the day, this beast of a machine that I own,
which is nice. That's
like
really
back
nice
in
with the
2009,
It's a really nice computer.
back in 2009, I would go to bed, I would set this beast of a machine, which didn't exist back in 2009. But if I knew about Bitcoin in 2009, even early 2010,
Yeah.
I can set this beast mining Bitcoin all night. I wake up in the morning, I'd have over 100 Bitcoin in my laptop. Today, that's $2 million.
Today's day, yeah.
Back then, I would have just been running my computer all night. Boom, I wake up in the morning, a few hundred Bitcoin.
You know what I regret? When you introduced me to Bitcoin in 2013, I believe it was. And I banged myself in the head because I think at that time the price was $89, I think.
No, it would have been higher than that, a little bit higher than that.
I think it was 90 because during that week I think it had dropped.
A little higher. It did drop because I remember
Because
I remember feeling like a goddamn idiot when I
think,
when Bitcoin went up to 250 and then dropped down to $60.
unless it was in 2013, it was
No, it was 13.
It was 13.
13, yeah, because I was there through both bubbles.
When
Yeah.
you started getting into it. So it was like $89 because I remember when you bought us
Let's
a
not
gray.
discuss that.
Why?
We're on a live stream.
Oh, anyway, I regret it because
Again, welcome to Taxi Cab Confessions.
if I would have bought a few during that time, it would be great right now by this time. You know what I mean? And it's like We take advantage of the fact, you know what I mean. Somebody come along and trying to help you out and tell you, hey, this is this. But you know what? Fortunately, you know what I mean. You don't understand it in that time, you know. And here we are. Now I got to buy it at a high price, which is a killer. It's terrible.
All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I'm gonna glance at Bitcoin one more time. Let me glance at the price of Bitcoin, and then he's gonna turn on the loud machines,
The buzzer.
the buzzers. Let's see if anything's changed. Hey, we got a new day. We got a new candle coming in right there. That's the candle. If you see this candle cross the blue line during market trading hours tomorrow, I will be entering. I would be going long because I think we can break out and break 21, 22K in the near future. Weekly hasn't changed from 10 minutes ago. I'm liking this. Just got to get past that blue line. Break that blue line. I think we're good to the upside. And that's it. That's it for the show.
Let me ask you
what's up, man?
before it's pretty cool this whole thing, but why is it that we can have, I hate the restriction, you know what I mean? Certain things that you can't say and not say, or, you know what I mean? I hate it. I fucking hate it with a passion. That you can't speak your mind on certain things. So obviously it triggers, you know what I mean, and that could get you in hot water, right?
Yeah.
So what platform can you use where you don't have to be so restricted?
It's not a platform. It's not always the platform.
What is it?
It's also there's many things. It's not just a platform. Like the platform is one thing, but it's also you don't know who's watching.
Understand that?
You don't know who's watching.
Right.
So there are bad people and there are bad people.
There's no,
Well, there's two different types of bad people,
there's good bad people.
right? Like there's bad people, and then there's people some people think are good but are bad.
Right.
You know?
Those are the worst ones.
Right, exactly. Right.
Those are the worst
So
ones.
like either one of them can break down your door.
Right.
Some can do it with a license and some don't.
Right.
You know? So
Right.
there's three things, right? There's things you can't say because you can get censored and you won't get to say it again.
Right.
There's things you can't say because there are criminals that will know too much information.
Right.
And then there's criminals that will know too much information.
Right. Now let me ask you, can what's his name? Like maybe like some people like Howard Stern or Tyson or Rogan, can these people get in trouble, or can they speak their mind or whatever they want to?
So there is a line of
They
what
still-
you
they
can
still have
say.
a fine line.
It's always a moving line. So if you're going to be on a list, sometimes it's good to be at the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
But being at the top of the list makes you also a target. The bigger you are on the list, the bigger of an example
They'll make
you could be made of.
they'll made up. Right.
So it's a fine line. You got to judge where your popularity is, and you can push that line, but not too much.
Right.
And when you're more popular, you can push that line a little bit more. But you got to know where your popularity is, where your support is, and you don't want to go over that line too much.
Right.
Like some people can say whatever they want. Joe Rogan's line is pretty damn high.
Right.
Joe Rogan can do almost anything he wants. Almost.
But he still has to have some sort of fine line restrictions.
Right, but he has but his line is pretty damn high.
Mhm.
You know, Tyson's line a little lower.
Right.
My line a lot lower. You know, but yeah, everyone has that line
Right.
that
It's
you
just a
want to be
different-
careful
it's just a
crossing.
different
Yeah,
level.
yeah.
It's a different level
Yeah.
of fine line.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. There you go, folks. I mean, this is pretty cool, man. I love this the whole podcast thing. It's like you were telling me recently. You know what I mean? The past year, I've been considering it. It's a
Yeah, I've been
great-
telling him he's got to like set up a podcast
It's a great
right here in his illegal barbershop because you can't have a legal one anymore, clearly. And
the South Shore is permanently closed for now. You know that, right?
dude, I'm getting the fuck out. I'm just
The
transient.
South Shore.
I'm not.
I'll be getting some clients from the
I
South
literally,
Shore.
I
to come
literally,
here.
I literally flew here just to get a haircut.
Yeah.
And I'm out of Dodge. I'll be in Vegas on Wednesday, guys.
So
I'm staying there till
so
Christmas.
sorry. So you
at
were
least.
saying about the podcast.
So I've been telling him you got to set up a camera,
Mhm.
and like when clients come in, it'd be like, hey, if you want to just chat about what you're doing, I'll record you,
right.
and then you have to do some editing. You have to learn how to do video editing, and then you just release them. I think it'll be cool. I think everyone sits in a chair has got a story to tell.
It's
And
amazing.
I think it'll be a good podcast.
It's amazing. It's amazing how people come
Alright,
with
I wanna
different,
come on
different
address.
background. But yeah.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Oh, my views are a disaster now, man. I'm gonna lose. If no one's watching, this channel is gonna go down too. Anyway, hey guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I will see you all maybe tomorrow. But I got a lot of traveling to do, so we'll figure it out. Thank you all for watching. Watch me get my nice beard and my haircut, and I'll see you all
Take care, everyone.
on the
Good night.
next one. Say goodbye to my well. See you guys soon.